Welcome one and all to the Grand Garden Arena in New York City. Don't leave those seats, folks, as the four-way brawl for it all is about to begin. Tonight's match is a no-rules, door and bruise shoot fight that... Oh! What the... And that sound is the evacuation siren. That's UCWF, folks, where the action could get real at any moment. Can we speed the evacuation up at all? Thank you, security team.
Is this thing on? Good.
Listen to the announcer, folks. This ain't kayfabe. This is symbiote business, and business is bad for you. Clear out and don't come back. We're taking this ring over until we get what we want. Two things. We want to see my son, and we want to see my other. Because this war isn't about a belt or a title. This is about something much bigger than that. This is a...
Hosts and symbiotes, Brocks of all ages, welcome to Venom War, where Team Eddie versus Team Dylan is just the tip of the iceberg. Non-stop action stretches from the ring to the streets, to the boardroom, and beyond. Plus, you never know who might throw their hat into the ring. All leading to the main event of father versus son. Who's this now? Spider-Man joining the main event. There can only be one. Venom War begins this August at your local comic shop.
At Grand Garden Arena, wrestler Symbiote Smith issues a challenge to the Unlimited Class Wrestling Federation, with Crusher Hogan and Doc Sawbones serving as commentators. However, the match is disrupted when Eddie arrives and battles Smith. Eddie declares that the ring is now under the control of the Kings in Black, and that he will only relinquish control if they give him Dylan and Venom. Meanwhile, Dylan tries to connect with Venom while telling his future counterpart about his contact with the Eventuality. After his future counterpart fades away, Toxin approaches Dylan and tells him of the events at Grand Garden Arena where Bedlam, Tyro, and Wilde have bested Paladin and his mercenaries. At Alchemax, Liz holds an emergency meeting with Carlton Drake and Meridius regarding Eddie, and learns of Chemical K-43, which is toxic to symbiotes. Meanwhile, Peter talks to Venom, who explains that Eddie and Dylan are better off without him. Outside Grand Garden Arena, Eddie battles Paladin and her crew before confronting Spider-Man and Venom. After escaping from Alchemax, a horse bonded with a copy of the Venom symbiote as this thing's about the book of Simulacra and Simulation, as it compares the stages of simulacrums while on a rampage. Meanwhile, Meridius and Carlton Drake use the K-chemical to create zombified symbiotes, dubbed zombiotes. Meridius infects Drake with a zombiote and fends of Liz Allen's misery form before being approached by Cletus Kasadi's clone. At Grand Garden Arena, Eddie fuses with Bedlam, Tyro, and Wilde. Dylan similarly bonds with Sleeper and Flexo to battle him as the Prince in Black. Meanwhile, the Venom horse disrupts a performance at the Metropolitan Opera House while thinking about Scott McCloud and his understanding of comics. At Alchemax HQ, Meridius and Carnage are watching the zombiote chaos unfold. Willie Lumpkin is among those infected by the zombiotes. However, Agent Anti-Venom frees him and heads to Grand Garden Arena to make Eddie stand down. Flexo attacks Eddie, preventing him from healing properly before Red Goblin removes him from Dylan. Flexo and Red Goblin are revealed to have been manipulated by Dr. Doom and Kong the Conqueror, with the latter creating the rascal symbiote from a fragment of Bedlam. The Venom symbiote then leaves Spider-Man as pieces of it bond to both Eddie and Dylan. Meanwhile, the Venom horse crashes a mob funeral while thinking about the works of Oscar Wilde. Agent Anti-Venom arrives, neutralizes Bedlam, and informs those present of the symbiotes as they attack as Crusher Hogan and Doc Sawbones get converted into symbiotes. The Anti-Venom symbiote moves to Eddie, who uses it to kill the symbiotes. However, Meridius remotely possesses Eddie and the symbiotes using Carnage's All Blood the Necrospear, causing some symbiotes to sport Venom and Carnage traits. This forces Dylan to apparently kill Eddie. Meanwhile, the Venom horse attacks a ball pit somewhere while wondering why people drive on a parkway and park on a driveway. Eddie survives, but is wounded and cut off from the powers of the King in Black. Meridius arrives and throws the All Blood towards Eddie, only for future Dylan to arrive and shoots a bullet dubbed Eggenrack, the anti-Carnage, into his younger counterpart. This enables Dylan to withstand the All Blood striking him as he assumes a golden super form. Meridius attacks Dylan, but using the abilities of the Eggenrack to turn the All Blood golden, Dylan kills Meridius. With Meridius' death, the symbiotes die as well, while a zombified Lee Price looks outside his holding cell at Alchemax. Future Dylan disappears when his future is rewritten and Flash regains control of the Anti-Venom symbiote. However, the Venom symbiote begins dying due to the Eggenrack bullet's effects and abandons Dylan to prevent him from dying, as well as he escapes from some soldiers. Later, the Carnage symbiote approaches Eddie, who is now only human and gravely wounded, and considers bonding with him to survive. At some point during the final battle, Crusher Hogan commentates on the Venom horse fighting the symbiotes and cheers him on.